Do you want to create your own Xbox Series X? Well, you've come to the right place. We won't even try to create an equivalent gaming computer. Just imagine, where can we find similar components or even unique software specially created for this console? YouTube is already full of daredevils, trying to match the known physical and component characteristics of the real thing. First of all, we're attracted by the cuboid appearance of the Xbox Series X. Now we can get this idea out of our heads. We gathered our strength and determined to make it real. Preparing for this mission, we found the most unusual case ever seen. This is N2 Shift Air by Fantex. We heard about this company, but never used its product, so we hope that everything will go smoothly. Speaking of details, you want to know that we're not gonna take the most expensive components. Any of you can afford such a build. At the same time, this won't be the cheapest parts, and that will be enough for modern titles. The new Xbox will cost between 600 and 800 bucks, and we just blend in our budget. As a processor, we're using the Ryzen 5 1600AF. This is the best CPU in terms of price and quality. In complete set, we get a crate cooler that will cope with 6 cores and 12 threads very well. This low-profile cooler is very compact and will fit even the smallest computer build. It's a huge benefit for us. We got the MSI B450i Gaming Plus motherboard. Just pay attention to how funny it looks in hands. We got this baby because only Micro ATX motherboard will fit our case. Creating a mini PC, it is important to understand that you need a modular power supply, not a regular one. This is the reason why we've got Silent Storm SFX Gold 500W by Shirkun. Its power is enough for our build. Just look at this. It looks like it's the tiniest power supply we've ever had. It is totally quiet. Well, I hope so. Anyway, we'll find out about this very soon. There is a funny bag included. They packed all the necessary cables to power our PC. As RAM, we've taken a 16GB kit by G-Skill Royal for dual channel mode. This is a great memory that runs at 3200 MHz. But if you don't need to take exactly the same memory, you can choose the one that suits your budget. We don't aim to show the most budget-friendly build in this video. By the way, we've recently made such a video and you can watch it with one click. The link's in the description. For our Xbox, we're using the standard set of SSD and HDD, but is it enough place for our HDD in this case? Let's find out. We think one of the best things among GPUs on the market today is the AMD RX 5600 XT 6GB. It's a great performer at 1080p with ultra settings, and it's plenty capable at 1440p gaming using medium settings. This overclocked Sapphire model beats out the RTX 2060, costing less and using less power. It will perfectly decorate our build. Let's unpack our case. Just look at it. It looks gorgeous and very futuristic. Now we understand what we've spent $110 for. The case was built at a high level. In front, we see a huge metal plate on the mesh fabric sides of the panel that will serve as dust filters, provide optimal cooling performance and airflow directly to all critical components of the system. Fans are present on all 6 sides of the case, so air can also enter from below and exit from above. Supports dual AIO water cooling solution and reversible GPU positioning. These potential cooling capabilities are really impressive. Even the most productive system will feel great in this non-standard case. And isn't that a miracle, my friends? The instructions are intended for weaklings, and we decided to build our Xbox by acting intuitively. We looked at this unusual chassis from all the sides and saw a lot of interesting details. Pay attention to the roof. It pops up every time you click on it. It provides easy access to your motherboard and graphic I/O areas. Well, all the wires will pass through right here, and this is a very elegant solution for cable management. All this together looks as minimalistic and cool as possible. All the components are waiting for us on the table. We're gonna completely take our case apart and use a screwdriver and our logic. We're gonna strain our brains because the position of the components in this case is very different from the standard options. Pay attention to the built-in power connector. Somewhere inside it connects to the power supply, which will be installed somewhere inside the case. Now, let's take it apart and get a better view on all of this. The case is in a semi-disassembled condition and it looks very strange. Here is the riser and the video card will be installed right here. The motherboard should somehow fit in this place. Also, there are 2 slots for SSD drives with a size of 2.5 inches. A large 140mm fan is also pre-installed. There is a possibility to install a fan from the bottom for air supply, and of course there is a place for 2 single-section water coolers. We have also received a set of screws, bolts and gaskets for a hard drive, and this box will be extremely useful for us while creating new builds. It's amazing, we've dreamt of such boxes for a long time. There are indispensable clips and rubber feet, which we can use to place our case both both vertically or horizontally. We're very happy with this configuration. We'll continue to examine how to put it all together correctly and not to confuse anything. We're removing these side panels and we've installed the power supply in this position, somewhere in this place. Yes guys, we will continue to disassemble this alien transformer. We took the case apart, removed all the panels and even the lower part with a dust filter. The power supply will be installed right here. Looks very interesting. We think that the hard drive should be attached in this place. By the way, here is our hard drive. As we go along, we're gonna tell you about our discoveries about what will be installed and where, because it all looks very unusual. Look, here we have a 140mm fan. It will also need to be connected somehow. The case without metal panels looks light. You can see that plastic was used. Let's move on to creating our Xbox. When we started this challenge, we thought we would finish building this Xbox very rapidly. How wrong we were thinking so. You can't even imagine how much effort we have put into installing this power supply and hard drives. It was incredibly difficult to fit all of this in such a small case. These wires drank our blood. There just wasn't enough space and we had to illegally shove this power supply in the most fantastic ways, and also had to remove this rubber thing. Finally, we've screwed all of this carefully, all the wires in their places, and now it's the turn of the motherboard. Let's start by preparing everything we need. We think that the following diagram is familiar to all of you. We take our device to install cooling on the motherboard. Put it like this, and then open the socket and take our wonderful processor. Look at this triangle and this one. Install it and swing it slightly to make sure that everything falls into place. Then close the socket. We apply a small amount of thermal paste to the center of the CPU and put our box cooler. We take our mini friend and try to install it very evenly, so that the thermal paste is evenly distributed over the surface of our CPU. It will also be preferable to screw the bolts crosswise like this. You shouldn't try to smear it at first, as many people think it's not necessary at all. Our cooler is ready. Now we're looking for a CPU fan connector. Okay, here it is. Connect it and hide these wires here. The next step is to install RAM. Open this box and take out our cuboid. The first click, and now the second one. Look at what a miniature we've turned out. All the parts located very compactly, pretty closely to each other. Look at the tiny distance between the sticks, and now this motherboard is ready to be installed in our case. Don't forget about this I/O shield. We attach it here in this non-standard place. Here it is. The time has come. We take the elbow and try to insert it so carefully. How difficult it was. Yes, all the legs are in place. Now we take our bolts and screwdriver and tighten them. Everything is done. The motherboard is home. Connect all the power cables. We're done here. We finally connected all the parts and even installed the graphics card. However, the RX 5600 XT doesn't fit because of its size. Even the GTX 1660 Super barely fits here and is still very close to the power supply. We found out that this case doesn't fit wide video cards. Of course, model with a single fan will feel good here. Well guys, this mission was not easy for us. The climbing the Mount Everest took a very long time, and we hope that it's worth it and everything will be successfully launched. This is what our build looks like without side panels. We've already installed these massive metal parts, and now our build weighs quite a lot. Now we will put all these panels in their places and try to turn on our PC. Here he is, our creature. After all the tests, we can rightfully call ourselves Jedi, and the skills that we have acquired in the process are simply priceless. Now it's time for tests. The first thing we're interested in is temperature and noise. The air circulation in our PC is perfect. The air comes from all the sides. Our PC has been under the extreme loads for 15 minutes. The processor warmed up to 92 degrees and the graphics card to 72. There is a rush of hot air over the roof of the case, but in truth, you would never get such high temperatures with normal use. At maximum loads, the fans make quite loud noise. However, playing games will get a more than acceptable sound level. Now we're gonna connect our favorite Xbox controller to our brand new Xbox Series X and finally play. We've played various titles including Doom Eternal, Forza Horizon 4, GTA 5, and all the games felt great. Playing such a machine is a complete pleasure. It copes perfectly with Quad HD resolution and normal graphic settings. For example, Doom Eternal really surprised us. Our PC looks so stylish. Yes, we've built a compact PC aka Xbox Series X. which will complement absolutely any interior and save some useful space for you. Thanks for watching, put the thumbs up and let us know what you think about this case. Subscribe to the channel and soon you will see even more interesting videos. The links to all the components from the video are in the description. Bye!